up, you piece of shit.
Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, April 24, 2025, and it has just hit 5 a.m. I apologize if you hear a little bit of noise in the background, but I have the big 22-inch electric fan next to me, together with the air conditioner running ice cold, because as you all over there in the continental United States have that beautiful yellow for your weather as far as your heat goes, it ain't nothing like that over here, man. It is boiling fucking hot. And because it's hot, the power has gone out earlier in the afternoon, so I'm running on the generator that we have here on the compound on the farm. And I am going to be giving it a rest in a little while after the video is out so that I can have some power tonight when the market opens. So give me a little bit of a break and let me get a chance. But let me just give you a quick review because, again, you know, with the week ending April 25, watching how this is the big beginning of earnings. Today, actually, is the big day of earnings. And later in the afternoon today, we get Alphabet, which should, okay, I repeat, should be the start of what we shall start seeing with the Mag 7 going to be reporting. As you saw there on Tuesday, Tesla's earnings didn't matter what they said, because the next morning, yesterday, when they opened up, every single person that was in calls or puts for April 25, even for May 2, was fucked. That's the reason, like I said, why I never, ever will play and hold earnings for an earnings play. Won't do it. Ain't worth it. And actually, as you've seen, it's not even worth your effort to even consider it, because as we began the week out looking for that 53.12.93, what we've closed above 4 times or so since the bottom was placed in, and I see 52.14 as where the safe bottom is. We did not get that on Monday. On Monday, we had our big major sell down right back down to that 51.19 area, which is not only April 10, but as well as August for your bottom. And then I forget what it was at the end of the day. I need to pull up the chat room, but those calls at the end of the day were, 900%, something like that. And your big sell-off there on Monday. But again, tried to get everybody, just come on, calm down, people. This is the way it works. And as we were down there on Monday, down there in the 51.80s, we still hadn't hit the bottom. We still had a lot lower to go. I got into the April 25, 52.10, 52.15 bullish put credit spread, but I only got $3. Some of you got $3.50, and you guys are just better than me, because as you saw yesterday, on Tuesday, you got your big bounce. Oh, wow, look, here we go. We went from, oh, shit, to the fight zone, back to, oh, wow, yesterday, and then into, okay, you're a little bit too high, as you can see on your spreadsheet. Looking at April alone, 54.81, 54.59, 54.50, 54.69. I have it somewhere that I had put into the chat room, and if you will just give me 2 seconds, I will pull it up on the screen here, because it is a little bit kindergarten-ish, but it actually shows you exactly what we're talking about, and as to why, hey guys, come on, let's go. You've got your multiple tops here during the month of April, all coming right there, coming up at that 54.60 area. Top bang, top bang, top bang, top bang. And what did we do yesterday? We got ourselves a little bit of a bang. Boom, boom. But yeah, the Tesla going into Tuesday, again, being bullish, looking at that, that's what it was. The 51.45 calls, 250, your risk into the close. That was what I posted there. Around 2:30, there were $2. They ran up to 20. It's been a good week. We're making 100, 200, 400% trades on the SPX. Calls are playing, puts are playing. Everybody's making money both ways. It's very simple because, as I'll show you here in a couple of seconds, because again, you had your 52.15, 52.10 that we were trying to play there on the day the Pope died on Monday, where the Pope died had a little bit of effect there in the market. Rolled over there to Friday, 350 roll. Again, yesterday they were down below $1. If you wanted to take your money, well, it very well could have. Did the same thing there on Tuesday. Played the top, played the bottom. The bottom being the 52.15, 52.10s. You've also got here yesterday the simple, well in advance, 54.10, 54.05 calls. 54.70, we're up here, and what happened? Well, as I was pretty much done 2 hours into the day, I mentioned, go ahead and enjoy. But one thing I want to bring up to your attention here, looking at the month of April alone, and I'm here on the QQQ, the month of April on the QQQ is 467.30. Yesterday we were at 463.38, the same place where we've been having problems on the same days with the SPX because everything's in the QQQ. 467.83, where we went positive for the month for a couple of minutes, seconds there, over there on April 9th. 465, 462.38. Yesterday, 463.38. And what happened? All of you that played those bearish call credit spreads on the QQQ, you got anywhere from 100 to 400% on them because where we closed, right below 455. We've been closing in that 450 area, 457.50, 458, 454.50, 454.40. It's just been a magnet zone. But again, on the same subject, IWM starting the month out at 198.99, made it to 195.51 yesterday. First time we've actually seen a little bit of life out of the IWM. And like I mentioned to you, which I'll show you on the chart, we're in the short zone. So the short zone is there to be taken. Before I get you started here on the charts, I'll just pull you up the futures because it's been nonstop. It's been nonstop from the fake Trump loves Powell. He's not going to fire him. He can't fucking fire him. Nixon tried to fire the Fed head. Multiple presidents have tried to fire the Fed head. It can't be done. Can't be done. I'm not saying legally it can't be done. It's just fucking never going to happen. Same like you're not going to walk into work today and look your boss in the face and go, fuck you, I quit. Because you don't yet have the confidence that you can live on your own by just trading like, I wouldn't say a majority, but a very large number of people here already do. So anyway, on your futures, like I said, big sell down after that overbought that we were at. Sell down, we're coming into the gaps from that big Trump loves Powell, China loves America gap up there from Tuesday. We're into it on the Russell. We're into it on the NASDAQ. We're almost filled over on the Dow. And here we are on the SES, just fractionally touching the top of that gap. So anyway, again, SPX, because a 15-day, 30-minute chart actually fits the entire month of April from where the month of April began, it's a perfect time to go over this because I still think with 2 red months in a row going into this month, there's a really good chance still with earnings all coming next week. Granted, earnings, Thursday and Friday are actually May. You got 4 or 5 more days here where the fucking SPX to get just that little 150 points higher and get that green close. I would love a doji candle close plus 2 points for the month. That would be spectacular to get short as hell going into May, but we'll see how things go. But yeah, here we are anyway, 15-day, top, 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 as you can see clearly. And if you do zoom yourself out and pull out Friday, April 4th, the Monday 5 seconds, 5-minute candles down there at the 23.6 to the 2009, the 23 minutes we spent in bear market territory during that time frame, and you bring yourself into this zone, you can see here, we've been holding 5100, 5115. We've been holding it. We've been resisting 5460, but that's where we've been the entire month. We've been in the same area the whole month, and in the middle of that area, we've been nailing it. We've literally been nailing it on these trades. So this is the kind of kindergarten hieroglyphics picture that I should mention to you, talking about over here, and I showed you the other one talking about where we are. So zoomed in, coming into the bottom that we had there on that major sell-off over on Monday. If this is the bottom, as far as the wave 2, because again, we still have that preferred view that we're going to get a green month. We are going to start progressing higher. The bottom is in. That's the preferred view. You got a 1, 2, and then you have your 1, 2, 3. Perfect yesterday, right there, 100, 123.6 extension. Where this 4 is, which I do not see, that's the reason I have the trade for you in the chat room, I do not see us being able to break down below that 53.15 only because you have a plethora of support with this 400-day moving average, and that's right where your wave 1 top is, right there around that same zone. So okay, the cards are stacked. We're not going to break down below that. That's where I'm pointing at right now for today. And so with that, this still fits that we've got a 1, 2, 3, looking for our 4 somewhere in this 5330, 5300 area. And then we get our wave 5, and to be determined what that actually is. Is that going to be all of wave 3, which I don't believe so, but is this wave 1 of wave 3? And then we get the wave 2 of wave 3 before we progress into the big, strong, behemoth wave 3 of wave 3. A little bit too technical for some of you because you simply just haven't put in enough time to understand that the video game is a video game and it's not hard to figure out. So anyway, I'm showing you the same thing here because I still have my full moon dots. I'm not ready to declare that the full moon is a bottom or that the full moon is a top until I start seeing a move up above that 54.60 area, more specifically up into that 55.20, 55.30 area. Get into that gap from April 2, start pushing on for a green month, then I'm able to delete this right here, just remove it and say, okay, that's it, full moon bottoms in. But until then, not ready for it. Over here on the ES, as you see, we have come down, and what I had mentioned, I apologize for showing you the big, broad, wide view of the 200-day moving average way up here at 57.80, the 50-day moving average way up here at 56.70, and we're down here right on the 400-day moving average here overnight. So, my opinion, because of the respect that I have for that, yep, the dip has completed itself as far as this dip. Now we'll see where we go from there with earnings that are going to be coming out here in a couple of hours. On the QQQ, might look like a little bit too much detail for you here, but hey, we make all the money on the QQQ. Again, your big gap down after that April 2 start of the month, boom. We have come into it. We have failed on it. We had failed on it yesterday, and you have this big gap to be filled, which I can go ahead and change because we went into the gap during the course of the day there. Now, bring you on to the real time. And as you can see here, we filled the previous gap to the upside completely. And here we are heading into that unfilled gap overnight. But again, still looking at the same thing. Take out your April 4, your big sell down, gap down Monday, bottom is in, your Tuesday bounce, your Wednesday over here, and take all that out. And your QQQ is trending in this 432 plus zone, into that 460 minus zone. Anything above 460, it's failing. Anything close to 430, it's bouncing. And that's just the way game's been playing. And, you play the game for what it is. On the Dow Jones, I got nothing for you. Nothing. I don't have anything for you because this thing is just a clumped up fucking meatball done by a street vendor who hasn't taken a shower in a month. I got nothing for you on the Dow Jones. I couldn't figure this chart out for wave count, for anything. All that I see, 406, 407. Once we start pushing 406, 407, we can go back over on the QQQ and say, oh yeah, the QQQ is going to start making it back up into the 470s. SPX is going to start making it back into the 550s, 5550s. And then you have your IWM, where from an IWM on a clean point of view, yesterday, what you did, same thing. You've got that 190, 150, 192 area, failure, failure, failure. Early in the morning, or last night, failure, or prior to last night, failure. And then your big spike up in the morning, and then boom, coming right back down into it. And again, on the IWM, it's good. It's nice. You're in the 190s. But again, IWM doesn't need that much to get into that green month. Doesn't need a lot to get up into it. And with it showing signs, with the QQQ showing signs, I still say you got a good chance of getting that green month coming here over on the SPX, which for a green month, it hasn't changed. Hasn't changed at all, even though we had a plethora of opportunity to take advantage of it and trade much lower strikes below this 55.97.53. Ton of opportunities to get into it very cheap, 5100, 5105s, a lot of good stuff down there. I still think that we can get up into that 5600 range into the end of the month. And again, 5469, 5600, talking about 130 points. Google and some bullshit China could put that together all on its own. So anyway, guys, I'm going to send this out to you. Going to shut the generator off, get a little bit of fresh air, water my garden, and I will hope to be back prior to the opening bell. Have a good one.
Boys want attention, men want respect, and legends don't give a fuck either way. You're here for a good time, not a long time. There's two things you're never going to see. That's a U-Haul behind a hearse and your banker putting your money in your coffin. So get out there, live your life, have a good time, and to quote the great Scott Sasser, make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.